Welcome in, welcome in. Hey guys, I'm just getting some stuff prepped for our games this evening. So bear with me here for a minute while I do that. Lamons, how are you? Good to see you. If you're joining on the TikTok side, welcome in. Hopefully you'll hang around. We're going to play some Disney games, talk about a little Disney news, got some promo information, and we're going to have some fun tonight. I was running late. I had a meeting that I thought was only going to take 30 minutes, and it took an hour and a half. So I was rushing to get here. Cece, hi there. Hey, Noli, Jillian, how are you? Hey, Blake, good to see you. What's happening to my thing here? I'm trying to print. Trying to make some copies of some stuff. We're going to do the bracket play. So I like to be able to keep track of everybody's picks so that we can then do the next round and the next round. How's everybody's day today? Hopefully everybody had a really good Monday. Hey, Dina, welcome in. Yeah, my printer's working really hard just to make a couple of copies for me. Jeez. Let me share on the TikTok side. Where's my share button? Can't seem to find the share button. What the heck's going on here? There it is. All right, let me share. All right, got that going. Boy, my printer is working overtime just to spit out a piece of paper here. What the heck's going on? Let's try this again. See if it goes this time. Hey, Helen, how are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. Welcome in on the TikTok side. My name is Mike. If you're new here, thanks for joining. Hopefully you'll hang out with us tonight. We're going to have some Disney fun. I've got some questions that have been asked that we'll provide answers to, and we'll have a good time chatting about that. We'll talk some Disney news, promos. We're going to talk about next month's event at Disney. Our Park Life Live event is coming up quick. Today is the 13th of October. And if memory serves me correctly, that means 1 month from today is the start of our Park Life party. So that's pretty exciting. All right, that's going to spit out for me. Let me pull this out, and I got one more set to make. Then we'll be ready to roll. Let's do this. Let's go there. I can't believe it's only a month away, guys. It seems like we've been talking about it forever. So that's really exciting. All right, as soon as this is done printing, we'll get going here. Disney Dad Bod, how are you? Good to see you. That's right, Helen, only 8 more. It is kind of insane to think that 19 days from today is November already. Before you know it, we'll see Valentine's candy in the stores. Stuff comes and goes so quickly. All right, get my pen. All right, I think I am ready to go. So let's get rolling here. Okay, start with a question. Cece's with us. So Cece, you had both the questions tonight. Like we always do, I'll ask the question or recite the question that was sent in. I've got some feedback, but by all means, chime in, share if you've got experience with whatever the question's about. Share your answers. If you put them on the TikTok side, I'll read them out loud, and put them on the YouTube side, I'll read them out loud there as well. So, Cece, your first question was best food in Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios in Florida. So first off, these are the quick serve restaurant locations that are inside Galaxy's Edge. You've got Docking Bay 7, Oga's, Ronto Roasters, the Milk Stand, and Kat Saka's Kettle. For me, the best of all of that is Ronto Wraps. For me, that's what I would pick. But honestly, I can't say that I've eaten very often in Galaxy's Edge. I typically, Project Loop, hey, how are you? Good to see you. I typically don't eat when I'm in Galaxy's Edge. I'm too engrossed with the scenery and the couple of rides that are there. We usually eat in a couple other places inside Hollywood Studios, but not really much there. Yeah, so Helen agrees. Ronto Wrap is her favorite. So yeah, Project Loop, the question was best food in Galaxy's Edge. So if you have any experience there, want to chime in with answers, you're certainly welcome to share. But again, for me, and at least for Helen, the Ronto Wraps would probably be the best food option in Galaxy's Edge. But again, I tend to spend my time focused on the scenery and the buildings and the rides and the characters, and try not to spend any of my time eating food while I'm in Galaxy's Edge. But again, that's just me. Okay. Your next question, I will read it. I did not write a thing down for this one, so we'll just kind of spitball. Project Loop said never eaten there either. So you're in the same boat as I am, Project Loop. Okay. This next question, if you've been to Disney, you can absolutely chime in with an answer, because this one would apply to any one of us. And Cece, you might need to provide some clarification on one aspect, and I'll ask what that is here in just a second. She asked how to make a road trip to Disney fun or enjoyable. Cece, I assume when I read that question that you'd probably be driving to Disney World, but you could certainly be flying. So if you want to make clarification on that, she's driving to the parks. Okay, perfect. So how to make a road trip to Disney fun or enjoyable while you're driving to Disney World. Ellen says Buc-ee's and Disney music. I would concur with the Disney music. Obviously, if you're the one driving, you don't want to watch any videos, but definitely Disney music would be good. If you've got a car full of people, maybe you have somebody that can do Disney trivia. They can look it up on their phone and do some Disney trivia questions. I just realized that I don't have my filter on here, so bear with me for a second, guys. That helps cut down on some of the glare off my glasses. So let's see here. Yeah, trivia would be fun, I think, on a road trip. The other thing for me, honestly, I do this like when we fly. Hey, Disney, how are you? Disney with TL, how are you? Welcome in. I try to get as much rest as I can on the trip, because we're not going to get very much rest while we're at Disney World. So again, if you're the only one in the car, that's kind of hard to do. Hey, Jessica, got your gift yesterday. What gift? You're not supposed to get me a gift, but it's good to see you. Speaking of gifts, I think Lori ordered the item for you. I didn't want to say what it is in case somebody doesn't know what it's supposed to be. If I'm safe to say, I'll say, but I don't want to give it away. But yeah, if you're the only one in the car driving, then getting rest is probably hard to do. But if you got companions with you and you can take turns driving, I try to sleep as much as I can, because I'm not going to get much rest while I'm at the parks. Okay, yes, she does know. Okay, so yeah, she ordered the shirt yesterday. So it should be here probably tomorrow or Wednesday. And I've already seen what the print looks like, so I'm excited about that. And just went and bought a bunch of shirts for me for Lori to put my designs on my shirts. So I'm excited about that. My stuff will probably get done like the week before we leave. But man, I tell you, the one wild card though, Jessica, is all of my shirts that I did are short sleeve. If it's cold that whole week, then I'm going to probably wear those short sleeve shirts over top of a long sleeve shirt because I definitely want to be able to wear them. So Cece, back to you. So you're driving. How long of a drive is it roughly? Be curious to know how long your trip is. That makes sense, Jessica. So she said they're doing all short. And if they need something warm, they'll get it while they're there. We had to do that one year. A whole day and 3. Wow. So it's long drive. Whew, okay. Yeah. Helen's suggestion of Disney music is a good one. Again, if you've got people in the car with you, you can do some Disney trivia. You can, I mean, if somebody has a phone or tablet, they can always play a movie. And as your driver, you can at least listen to it. Jessica asked, where are you driving from? She's driving from Chicago. Jessica said you could play the license plate game. I love doing that. Look at the plates and make up phrases for the letters. Ooh, wow, Jessica, that's pretty cool. I've never done that. I've done the plate game. That's always fun to watch for different states' license plates. But that's a good one. I like that idea though. Make up phrases for the letters. That could be fun. You should write that one down, CC. I like that one a lot. Driving from Chicago. So will you try to go like halfway and then stop and drive the other half the next day? Or will you drive as far as you can in one day and then have a shorter trip the second day? Jessica said she saw CHZBRG while playing that game. Cheeseburger. I love that. That's funny. Yeah, CC, I was just curious how you're splitting the drive up, if you're going to try to knock out as much of it as you can the first day, and then have a short trip the second day. Totally jumping subjects, but if you're on Discord, hopefully you saw today I did post, and Jessica, I hope it was okay that he did, that on Wednesday, November 12th, sometime around 6 p.m. in the evening, we will be getting together at All Star Movies to enjoy birthday cupcakes for Ruby's 8th birthday. It's her actual birthday on November 12th. I can't imagine a better way to celebrate a birthday than being there then. Cupcakes got ordered this afternoon. Sweet. And Cece said, yeah, I always knock out as much on day one. Okay, that is a long drive, Blake, no doubt. No doubt about it. I mean, for me to drive from Omaha to Chicago is about all I can deal with. And that's about 7 hours. So yeah, so again, if you're going to be down there with us and you're available on that Wednesday, November 12th, around 6 o'clock ish at All Star Movies, I think I suggested that we meet inside the food court area. That way we don't have to contend with weather. But if it is super nice and we decide to move the birthday party outside to one of the tables outside the food court, we can certainly do that as well. So I'm excited about that. Okay, let's jump into news that I wrote down today. And a lot of it is like not super good news. It's just kind of the way of Disney. In Animal Kingdom, Harambe Market is going to be closing for refurbishment. It will close October 20th, and it will be closed until early 2026. Also at Animal Kingdom, Trilo Bites and Dino Bites snacks are closing permanently on October 20th. At Hollywood Studios, the Vacation Fund show is temporarily closing on October 20th. Mickey's PhilharMagic is closing for a refurbishment It will close on November 1st and reopens on November 23rd. So I'm a little heartbroken about that one because I love that 3D show at Magic Kingdom, but we'll miss out on that one. If any of you are familiar with the Bananas, the Banana Ball baseball team, they made an announcement that they are coming to Disney World, specifically the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex in 2026 for games. I know, Dean, if you're saying, oh no, sad about PhilharMagic, totally. And Savannah Bananas, thank you, Jessica. And Anthony, feel like a lot is closing while we were there. I know, isn't that true? I guess we can, at least we're lucky enough that Test Track has reopened and Spaceship Earth will be reopened by then. Oh, Helen, you entered the lottery for tickets. That's cool. Also saw that Dinner with Santa Claus is coming to the Cake Bake Shop at outside the boardwalk. And I also saw, this was this morning, I saw this, that the first 3 Mickey Very Merry Christmas parties are now sold out. And that might mean that ours is sold out. I didn't look at that to see the dates. I just wrote down that the first 3 were sold out. I know the 7th and the 10th were sold out. Yes, Blake, Zootopia will be open and running at Animal Kingdom. I'll be there to enjoy that. Yeah, CC's PhilharMagic. It's great air conditioning, great relaxing spot, and it's such a cute 3D show. Michelle, you're going November 13th. There will be a lot of us that are there, Michelle. We're doing our Park Life Party November 13th, 14th, and 15th. On November 13th, that's a Thursday. I'll just share, I wrote it down here somewhere. On that Thursday, November 13th, we will be meeting at Disney Springs. If anybody's interested, 5 o'clock at Polite Pig. Lori and I will be there to grab dinner. And then at 7 o'clock outside the Lego store to meet up, and we will do the Christmas tree stroll and have a fun social evening together. On Friday, November 14th, we will be at Magic Kingdom during the day. And then a lot of us are doing the Christmas party that evening. Some will only be doing the Christmas party that evening. So we'll both those audiences will mesh from like 4 to 7 or 4 to 6. So that'll be exciting. And then on Saturday, November 15th is Epcot Day. A lot of us will be at Epcot for the second day of the Park Life Party. So, Michelle, if you're there and available and going to be at those parks or available that Thursday evening at Disney Springs, we'd love to have you join us. There are people on the TikTok chat right now. I don't want to call anybody out, but there are people on the TikTok chat that will be there with us for those dates. And there's at least a couple on my YouTube side over here that are also going to be there for that event. Let's see here. Disney finally middle of last week, finally opened up November and December of 2026 for bookings. So if anybody was interested in a trip next November, December, those dates have now opened up. Finally. And then Blake, to your point, Zootopia opens up on November 7th. They're going to start doing DVC previews on October 23rd. So 10 days from now, that show will be running for DVC members previews. So pretty exciting there. Catching up with what you guys are chatting about here. Okay. Cece said she has a Darth shirt for Disney. I assume, Cece, and you're the Star Wars aficionado here in the group, but I assume when you only say Darth, you mean Darth Vader, because it could be Darth Maul, for instance. But I assume you mean Darth Vader, and that's very cool that you do. We're going to play bracket game selections here, and I do have a couple Star Wars ones for you, Cece, so you'll enjoy that. Okay, so that was news. Promotions. Disney came out with save up to $250 per night on 4-day, 4-night ticket packages from February 22nd through July 25th. They also have room discounts on Sundays through Thursdays, January 4th through February 19th. Up to 25% off rooms February 22nd through April 30th. And then Florida residents up to 30% off February 22nd through April 30th. Yes, Darth Vader, she said. Okay, cool. I don't have a Darth Vader shirt, CC. I don't have a Star Wars shirt. I don't think I own a Star Wars shirt at all, but I think all of my shirts that I'll have on down there are primarily Christmas themed type of designs. Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to picture them all in my head. I'm excited about my one for the Christmas party. I'm not going to say any more than that, but I'm excited for that one. So yes, here's my agenda. So on Thursday, November 12th, 6 p.m.-ish, All-Star Movies for Ruby's birthday celebration. Jessica, you can remind me how many, but you ordered like a truckload of cupcakes for Ruby's birthday. So if you're there and want to join us, you're welcome to All-Star Movies at around 6 p.m. We'll meet inside the food court, and we'll see whether we stay there if we go outside, depending on the weather. Helen, I find your lack of Christmas cheer disturbing. I am full of Christmas cheer, Helen. You know that. Come on. Today is October 13th, which means in 19 days, I can start putting my Christmas village up. I should have brought them in here, darn it. I just bought 3 new buildings about a week ago. To probably go with 2 other brand new buildings that I bought at the end of last year. So I'm so excited to put that up. I cannot wait. Okay, yeah, not me. CC, I like that. Okay, so Thursday, November 12th, 6 p.m., All-Star Movies, Ruby's birthday celebration. Hey, Renee, how are you? Welcome in. And Renee, you will be there by then. So if you're interested, I'll say this again, Renee, and I put it in my Discord, but on Thursday, November 12th, anybody is welcome. If you're available about 6 p.m. at All-Star Movies, we're going to get together to wish Ruby a happy 8th birthday. Ruby is with Jessica, who's on my TikTok side. I'm pointing like you guys know where I'm pointing. And Jessica and her family are going to have cupcakes to celebrate Ruby's 8th birthday, and it's her actual birthday, which I think is amazing. I love it. That's on Wednesday the 12th. I'm getting my dates mixed up. Wednesday the 12th, birthday celebration for Ruby. Okay. Thursday the 13th. Anybody is welcome to join us. 5 p.m. We're going to grab a quick dinner at the Polite Pig at Disney Springs. And if you're not able to join or don't want to spend that quality time with me, no offense. 7 o'clock outside the Lego store is where we will officially meet up. And by all accounts, the Christmas tree stroll will be operating. We'll get to enjoy that, enjoy everybody's company, and have a fun evening. And then on Friday, the 14th, Magic Kingdom Day. Several of us will be there during the daytime. Some will only be there for the Christmas party that night. My thoughts. I wrote down some stuff, but I can't find it now. On that Friday, I try to avoid scheduling a bunch of stuff because it's your vacation, it's your money spent, it's your time at the parks. So I want you to be able to do and enjoy everything that you want to do. But I want to have a little bit of interaction with everybody in the parks too, because that's kind of some of the fun of it. So I think at a minimum, what I was thinking was during the day, I have this written down. Where's it at? Here it is. So here's what I was thinking. Anybody who wants to rope drop, if you're interested and willing in getting up early and hitting the park, rope drop, I thought we'd meet like at 7:30, maybe by Casey's Corner. That's easily identifiable right on Main Street. Meet there at 7:30, and then we decide, are we going to go rope drop Seven Dwarfs Mine Train? Are we going to go rope drop Peter Pan? Are we going to go rope drop People Mover? Whatever. I don't care what it is, but I thought that. So again, if you're available, interested, and want to get up early and get moving, We'll meet at 7:30 inside Magic Kingdom, and we'll all head to rope drop something together. I thought maybe at 1 o'clock. So the daytime parade's at 2. So maybe at 1 o'clock, I might hop on the train and ride it. If you're not familiar with this, the Frontierland train station is closed. So the train is actually operating like a trolley. It's going to go from the Main Street station in reverse order, backwards, if you will, to Fantasyland station, and then it'll come right back. So it won't make the full loop around, but back and forth like that. So around 1 o'clock, do that. I'd shared this before. 5 o'clock meetup at the Tron sign down at the bottom of the walkway for a group photo. That way, if you're only going to be there for the Christmas party, you can be a part of the picture. If you're only going to be there during the park day and not the party that night, you can be a part of the picture. And then for those of us that are going to be at the party, like we did last fall, anybody who wants to enjoy the first parade together, we will meet near the entrance to the Country Bear Jamboree show over in Frontierland. And then I can tell you for the second parade, I'm going to watch it, probably be on Main Street. I'm kind of thinking maybe right in front of the train station there. So right on the loop, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe on the other side in the circle right in front of the Christmas tree, possibly. But we can work that out. So that's on Friday, November 14th. Saturday the 15th. Again, anybody who wants to rope drop, keep in mind that'll mean a short night for those of us that are going to the Christmas party, but rope drop. So the park opens at 9, which means 8:30 for resort guests. I thought we could meet at maybe 7:45 on the front of the park. And maybe we go rope drop Guardians of the Galaxy and knock that out right away before there's too big of crowds. I did designate 11 a.m. for a group photo at Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And then Luminous that night at 9 o'clock, if we want to get together to watch that. Maybe we'll meet 8:15, 8:30. Hey, Jenny, how are you? Meet there, maybe over near Japan, maybe just between Japan and France, something like that. Jenny, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while either. I am fabulous. I hope you're doing well. So that's kind of the run of the agenda. I'll put that in the Discord. And another thought I had, and totally optional. I would only do this if you asked me to, but I'm more than happy to put together a group text for those of us that are there, so that if somebody says, "Hey, we're running over to this ride. Anybody want to join us?" You could put it in the group text and send it out. If you want to be put in that group text, send me a message and tell me, please put me in the group text. Just in case, send me your cell phone number as well. I know I have some of yours, but just to play it safe, send me your cell phone number and then I can add you to the group. Hey, Lala, how are you? It's really good to see you. What am I missing up here? Cece, I can't wait to celebrate Life Day with Chewy and see everyone. Cece, I'm so happy that you're going to be with us. What Life Day is? Is that something certain? Yeah, Cece, you'll have to explain. Okay, so yeah, if you're going to be there, I know Dina, you said you'd like that. Message me. You can message me through TikTok. You can message me through Instagram. I'll put my email address in the chat here. Oops. You can always send me an email there as well. Jessica says, sign me up. All right, I better make a list here. So group text. All right, so Dina, I know you said you want to be in. You're going to email me. Jessica, she said, add me. Yeah, if anybody else that's going to be there and you want to be added to the group text, let me know, and I will happily add you. Anthony, if you're still on, if you want to be added, you can message me. or check with Shannon, and I can reach out to her as well. Renee says me. So Renee, I think I have your number, but play it safe. Shoot me a note. And CC, you said add you. Also shoot me a note with your number. Probably at least a day or two before everybody starts to travel. So like maybe that Monday the 10th, I might send out a group text for those that have said you want to be on. I don't know that I have your number, Anthony, but I know I have Shannon's, but I want to make sure she wants to be put on the group text as well. But if you want to be added to the group text, you can let me know. Okay. Who's ready to play some bracket style games? And Cece, since you asked, we will start with your category first. So if you remember before, we did bracket style. I've got the brackets down. I'll put your name. I'll write down your selections. And so then after Helen, you want to be added to the group text? I'd love for you to be added to the group text. I'd love for you to be with us. That would be awesome. I had so much fun with you last year down there. Okay. So we're going to do CC, you get to pick. Do you want to do the dark side bracket first? Or do you want to do the good guys first? CC gets to pick. Helen, you'll be there in spirit. I love that. Love, love, love it. All right. See you in a minute, Jessica. What do you think, CC? Which one do you want to start with? The good guys or the bad guys? Ooh, getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner. I love that. I love the sound of that, Renee. And thanks for the invitation for me to come over and have dinner with you. Just kidding. CC, where did you go? I mean, Renee, I would invite you to my Thanksgiving dinner, but whatever. Thought we were friends like that. I guess I'll survive. CC, where are you? I'm going to give CC about 30 more seconds, and then if she doesn't pick, I'll pick for her. Okay, CC, there you are. Okay, so CC, I'm asking you, do you want to start with the dark side bracket selection first, or do you want to do the good guys bracket selection first? I'll let you pick. Helen votes for bad guys. You vote for bad guys. All right, so the dark side first. Okay, I will keep track of your selections. So you just have to tell me your pick. I'll write your name down on each of the brackets. I've done this before. You guys might remember. That way you just have to pick when I give you the names. So the first round, it's everybody's picking off the same two. So I'll read the first pair, put your selection in, I'll write your name and fill out a bracket for you. Then the next round, I'll have to call you out individually because your matchups might be different. So in first pick, hey, VBs, you came just in time. We're doing bracket selections. And tonight, our first game is Star Wars Dark Side. So your first selection, are you picking Darth Vader or are you picking Supreme Leader Snoke? Everybody's welcome to play on TikTok side, YouTube side. I'll watch the selection picks come in. So Helen is first in. Blake. I have a pretty good idea how this first pick's going to go. Dina. Le Mans. Lamont says Darth. VB. Darth. Again, on the TikTok side, we're playing bracket style picks. I give you the matchup. You just have to pick them. Feel free to join in. We're doing the Star Wars Dark Side edition first. So you let me know, do you pick Darth Vader or Supreme Leader Snoke? Cece, I would have been disappointed if you didn't pick that one, I think, since you have a shirt. Jessica, I'm getting nervous here. Project Loop picks Darth Vader. Jessica, do you want to pick them with us? If you do, we're doing Star Wars Dark Side. Your pick is either Darth Vader or Supreme Leader Snoke. So Blake, you had a pick. Did the girls have a pick? I didn't see them. Or did they bolt already? Don't be nervous. All right, Jessica goes with Darth. Oops. Text on it. They're playing Roblox. Come on now. Oh, well. Okay. So that was our first pick. I'll fill mine in. Your next pick. Jabba the Hutt or Darth Maul? Jabba the Hutt or Darth Maul? Darth Maul is the dude with the red face. He has like the little bitty horns there. I feel like he was kind of like the in-between from Darth Vader to Kylo Ren. Jessica picks Darth Maul. Project Loop picks Darth Maul. Go over to this side. Jabba says CC. Fill this thing out right. Helen says Jabba. Oops. Dina says Darth Maul. VB says Darth Maul. Lamont says Darth Maul. Blake says Darth Maul. Okay, I think I have everybody's pick. And okay, going to the other side of the bracket. Are you taking Boba Fett or Emperor Palpatine? Boba Fett or Emperor Palpatine? Cece says Palpatine. Project Loop says Boba Fett. Ellen says Boba Fett. Oops. BB says Boba. Dina said Boba. Let's see here. Blake says Boba. Checking my sheet. Whoops. Lamont, did you make a pick? Yep, Boba Fett. There we go. Jessica, did I lose you? Are you still with me? Are you making a pick? Hey, Holly, how are you? Welcome in. We're playing bracket style Disney Pick'em. Right now, we're doing Star Wars The Dark Side. We'll be done with that here shortly. VBs, Mike, when we finish this game, we have a question about a character dining, if you don't mind. Yeah, perfect, VBs. We'll have an intermission before we go to the good guys. Jessica, you are picking between Boba Fett and Emperor Palpatine. Just don't forget your question, BB. Okay, no worries, Holly. It's always good to see you, though. Thanks for hopping in. I really appreciate it. Always welcome to pop in and say hi, Holly. Jessica, are you going to make a pick? Or are you like Googling to see who those two people are? I have a hunch that's what she's doing. All right. Oh, yeah, I didn't see it. Just type it. If you picked Boba, just put in a B. If you picked Palpatine, put in a P. That should be safe. Alan says, sounds like Cece needs to provide some Star Wars education on the trip. That could very well be. Yeah, Jessica, I still haven't seen anything come through yet. Option 1. There you go. So she picked Boba. All right, the last selection of round 1. Are you taking Kylo Ren or are you taking a Stormtrooper? Cece said Boba is like Mando and Palpatine can electrocute people. I love that. All right, Jessica, you picked Kylo for yours. Helen picked Stormtrooper. BB says Kylo. Lamont says Stormtrooper. Love it. CC says Kylo with hearts. Jessica Mello, hello, welcome. How are you? We are playing Disney Pick'ems. We're doing bracket style. We're about halfway through Star Wars The Dark Side right now. Yes, Boba Fett's a bounty hunter. Okay, let's see. Who have Blake? Did you make a pick yet? I don't. Oh, you did. Sorry, Stormtrooper. I see it. Dina, did you make a pick? You probably did, and I missed it. Dina says Kylo. Got it. Project Loop, did you make a pick? Stormtroopers all day. All right. We got everybody's pick in. Okay. So now, hey, hi Briggsy. My grandson Briggs is watching. Hi Briggs, how are you, buddy? Jessica Mello, I think last week you'd asked about some moderate resorts next year. If you email me, I never got your email, so I apologize for that. But if you still need me to help you out, let me know. I can help you. All right. Now we're going to go individual picks because the matchups might be different. So Helen, I will start with you. Are you taking Darth Vader or Jabba the Hutt? Briggs, Blake says hi. Oh gosh, Jessica, I'm glad you're better now. Okay, Helen takes Darth Vader. Blake, you're up next. Darth Vader or Darth Maul? You have the Battle of the Darths. Jessica, I'm glad that you're doing better, and I'm glad that you're here. Blake says Darth Maul. Dina, you're up. You have the same Darth picks, Vader or Maul? And Lamons, you have the same pick. Darth Vader or Darth Maul. VB, you also have the same matchup. Darth Vader or Darth Maul. So the two of you are up right now. Lamont says Darth Vader. VB says Darth Vader. CC, you have Darth Vader or Jabba the Hutt. Project Loop and Jessica, you guys are up next. CC says Darth Vader. Okay, Loop and Jessica, you guys have the same matchups. Darth Vader or Darth Maul. You also have the Battle of the Darths. Jessica says Maul. She's different. Love it. Loop says Vader. Okay, Helen, back to you. Are you taking Boba Fett or are you taking a Stormtrooper? Briggs says hi to Blake. So Helen, Boba Fett or she takes Boba Fett. Okay, Blake, you're up next, and then Dina. Blake, you have Boba Fett or Stormtrooper. And Dina, yours is Boba Fett or Kylo Ren. Blake says Boba. Dina says Boba. Lamons, you are Boba Fett or Stormtrooper. VB, you are Boba or Kylo. VB says Boba. Stormtrooper for Lamons. Okay, I won't pick you first next time, Helen. You'll be back. All right. Let's see here. CC, you're up. Palpatine or Kylo? Loop and Jessica, you guys are up next. Just for Helen, we'll go in reverse order. Kylo Ren for CC. So Project Loop, Boba Fett or Stormtrooper. And Jessica, yours is Boba or Kylo Ren. Luke says Stormtrooper. Jessica, are you still there? For you, it's Boba Fett or Kylo Ren. For you, Jessica. Yeah, Boba or Kylo. Kylo, she says. All right. So, Jessica, while you're there, you get your first. I'll go with you first. So, your finals, it's Darth Maul or Kylo Ren. Kylo for the win for her. Project Loop, you have Darth Vader or Stormtrooper. What says your dark side? Vader. CC, Darth Vader or Kylo Ren? Kylo Ren, she says. She was already there. BBs, you have Darth Vader or Boba Fett. Jessica, I totally get that. Easily distracted. I'll just keep calling you out. BBs with Boba Fett for the win. Nice. I like it. Lamons, you're up. Darth Vader or Stormtrooper? And Dina, you're up next. Vader. Darth Vader. My Omaha is showing. Well, I think I got caught up with Vader, but Boba. So I had Vader. Lamont says Stormtrooper. Dina, yours is Darth Vader or Boba Fett. If you didn't know me, you'd think I was drinking or something. Darth Vader for Dina. Blake, you have Darth Maul or Boba Fett? Hopefully Helen's back because she's up next. Darth Maul. Helen, if you're there, it's Darth Vader or Boba Fett. Jessica, folks in Nebraska are not supposed to have an accent. And I say that, you probably think I'm joking, but most call centers that exist in the United States exist in the Midwest because we typically don't have an accent compared to other areas of the country that do have more of a distinct accent. So, yeah, not the other folks in Nebraska. Ellen, are you back yet? If not, tell you what, let's do this since it doesn't seem she's back. VB, are you still there? If you are, you said you had a question. So why don't we tackle your question now? She's making tea. Could be. But we'll hit VB's question while we're waiting for Helen to come back, and then we'll do the good guys. VBs, have you been to or had clients eat at Topolino's Terrace at Riviera? Isn't it like CRT where it's plated meal? I've not eaten there before. I've been there. I kind of took a tour at a breakfast time, walked through, and then went outside on the terrace. Wow, that's beautiful there. The view is stunning. So VB said, considering going for the first time in December and have heard great things about it. So just curious. I've heard nothing but good things about Topolino's, VB. I've never had anybody tell me it was bad. The food is always good. The character experiences are amazing. They're dressed in artisan type clothing, painter, sculptor, that sort of thing. Fabulous interaction there. I believe it's plated. I don't think that it is buffet style. Disney Dad Bod says Topolino's breakfast is elite. And Disney Dad Bod, am I correct in saying it is a plated meal? You're ordering off a menu. It is not a buffet style. Helen, I will come back to your last pick. You picked Boba Fett. Got it. Thanks, Helen. Yeah, Disney Dad Bod says it's sit down, not a buffet, so it is plated, VBs. But again, when I took the tour up there, it's just beautiful. And make sure you go outside on the plaza and just take a look at the view out there. It's just stunning. You can see for miles from up there. Yeah, it's great. It's on my list of places I want to do. Oh, sweet. So Dina says never been, but got reservations for that Sunday of the trip. That's awesome, Dina. I will tell you, here's, kind of how I'm made. I'm a creature of habit. When I find something that I like, I stick with it. Especially when it comes to meals, when it comes to food, and when it comes to the price of those places, right? I mean, 40, 50, 60 bucks, whatever it is for some of those meals at some of those sit-down restaurants. I want to make sure it's food that I like. And so I don't tend to venture out. I would rather go back to a place that I've been to several times that I know I like than to try something I haven't done. Because if I go to the place that I haven't done and it's just okay or I don't like it, then I'll be really kind of disappointed that I spent the money instead of going to a place that I really like. So I'm horrible about that in the sense that I don't venture outside my comfort zone very well. I stick to what I like. Project Loop says, same here. When I go to some places, I don't have to say my order because they get the same thing each time. I love that. Loop, there's nothing better when you go to a restaurant. They remember you by face, sometimes by name. They know exactly what you want to order. VBs, that's exactly how we are, especially with two young kids. That's why we're on the fence of trying it. Yeah, my kids are grown, so I don't have to worry about that selection. But I guess, here's part of my, just how the wheels, the hamster wheels spin in my head. Topolino's is a prime example. Depending upon where you're staying, it might be almost inconvenient to get there. right? I mean, if you're on the Skyliner or if you're staying at the Riviera, that's a different story. But if you're on the Skyliner, it's an easy trek over there and you get there pretty quickly. But if you're staying at a resort that is not on the Skyliner loop, you now have to if you don't have your own transportation, you have to take a bus to either Disney Springs or to one of the parks, and then take a bus over to Topolino's at the Riviera. So that can make it somewhat inconvenient. The other challenge I run into is, and it's funny because I'm doing it again this time, we have park tickets for every single day we're there. I keep saying one of these trips we're going to have some resort days, or maybe the whole trip of just inside the bubble but outside the parks. We never do it. But for me, that'd be a prime example of staying somewhere and not having a rush to get to the park when it opens, and being able to casually go to a Topolino's and have breakfast and relax and not rush. Lamont says, I've eaten at Topolino's for breakfast and it was very good. The view from up there is fantastic. It is, isn't it, Lamont? It's amazing. VBs, that's a good point. We're at Wilderness Lodge. Definitely have to drive when we try to avoid that at all costs during our trips. After a 5-hour drive down, that's why we love this group. Yeah, VB. So I fly down, so I don't have a car. But even if I had my own vehicle, I would be the same way. The absolute last thing I want to do is have to drive inside the bubble when, let's be honest, you're kind of running on fumes, right? You've got little kids that you're dealing with, and the park and all of the crowds, and getting up early and staying up late, and probably not eating as healthy as we all would like to because we're on vacation. And then you add in the fact that at the end of the park day, when you're dog tired, last thing I want to do is get behind the wheel and drive on roads that I'm not completely comfortable with in the dark with a bunch of maniacs that are driving crazy. So, yeah, Jessica, I'm the same way. I need to eat better things, not pickles though. If I start eating that, I'll lose weight because I'll be vomiting. So yeah, I try to avoid driving at all costs. But yeah, Wilderness Lodge. I mean, gosh, from there you'd probably have to take the boat over to Magic Kingdom and then hop on a bus to Riviera. You could certainly do that. Now, Jessica, I could do fruit. I'm with you on fruit. So yeah, I mean that would be my thing, VBs. If it's a park day, you're probably not going to get to the park till 10 or 11. Because you're going to, have to transport over to Riviera, have your breakfast, and then transport back. And for some people, that's not a big deal. But just things that I always think about in my selection. So for us, if we're going to eat outside of the parks, for convenience sake, I'm doing Ohana's for breakfast because it's right outside Magic Kingdom and I can roll right into the park. I'm doing Whispering Canyon over at good Lord, I'm drawing a blank. Wilderness Lodge. I had the L part. I couldn't think of the first word. Wilderness Lodge. We'll eat there. We really enjoy that. Those are probably our two primary outside of the park restaurants that we do because we've had them in the past and we love them and enjoy them. For me, inside the parks, I can tell you this trip, we have Tusker House breakfast booked at Animal Kingdom. Love that one. It's backed by the safari. So we will typically rope drop, hit Flight of Passage, then have breakfast around 9 o'clock, then hop on the safari, let our food digest while we're riding on the safari, and enjoy the safari. Magic Kingdom, I'm a Crystal Palace fan. Winnie the Pooh is Lori's favorite Disney character, so I enjoyed it to have her enjoy that. But you can't go wrong with Mickey churro waffles for breakfast. It's not quite the fruit, Jessica, that you mentioned, but it's a close second. Epcot, we're going to do Teppanyaki for dinner in Japan, and then at Hollywood Studios, we're going to have lunch at the 50s Prime Time Cafe. Dina says minivans are perfect for that. Absolutely, because they also have car seats in those minivans. So that would certainly be an option as well. No doubt. I love talking about character meals and or just outside of character meals restaurants. Whispering Canyon, if you've never eaten there, it's an amazing atmosphere. It's so fun. The last time we ate there, Laura and I were there, and we met somebody at dinner there. I mean, we had a reservation for 3 people. A third person was joining us for dinner, and they were coming from the Magic Kingdom. And we get there, go to the check-in stand, tell them, name and our reservation time, and it's for party of 3, but there are only 2 of us here. The third one's not here yet. And so they went ahead and put us at our table, and the waitress came over and got our drinks. And I said, well, we're waiting for a third person. And she's like, well, where are they? I said, well, they're on their way right now. They're actually on the boat coming over from the Magic Kingdom. And she said, can we call them? So I said, well, yeah, I can call them. I hit call button. She took the phone out of my hand. She's like, where are you? Why are you late? That's really rude. She was just like, it's part of their persona, but so fun. Well, Whispering Canyon is inside Wilderness Lodge, and the lodge is massive. The lobby area is just huge. And so we're sitting at the table, and they walk in, and the waitress is standing there with us. I said, there they are right there. What's his name? So his name's Chris. Chris, we're over here. She's yelling as loud as she can through this whole lobby, hollering his name. I thought he was going to pass out from embarrassment. He was just bright red. So fun. You don't put your elbows on the tables, no phones out. You don't ask for ketchup. You don't ask for refills. This was funny, but I also felt bad. There was a family, mom, dad, and 2 littles, that the little girl had to go to the restroom, and she might have been 5 or 6 years old. And the dad got up with her to take her to the restroom. And the waitress is like, where are you going? Really loud so we could all hear. I'm like, well, she's got to go to the bathroom. All right, she's got to go to the bathroom. Anybody else need to go to the bathroom? Let's go. It was really funny. I'm sure the little girl was embarrassed, but it was really funny. They do a skit where they get volunteers to hop on, little horses, the horse head on a stick, and you gallop around the restaurant. Of course, the dude Chris with us that had been thoroughly embarrassed by the waitress was handed a pony to hop on and ride. Great experience if you ever get the chance. They have skillets that are all you can eat skillets. And so like Lori got one of them, I got another one, and then we were able to share the food from each other's skillet. It was really good. The food quality is great. Breakfast skillets there are amazing. 50s Primetime Cafe inside Hollywood Studios is, designed in the 1950s. They have black and white television showing old TV shows. Your cousins when you're there. Again, no elbows on tables, no cell phones out. You're highly encouraged to finish your plate. You're polite with everyone and that sort of thing. And so it's a really good experience there. I enjoy that one. Teppanyaki is the Japanese, I can't think of the name of it, hibachi style, where the chefs come out and cook right in front of you. You're like in a U shape with the cooktop there. You see the big flames, and they do the onion ring, onion volcano, and different skits like that. Really cool stuff. The last time we went, our chef did a couple things that I'd never seen at any of those type places before, and they had the little red tag. They were like on their 2nd week there. It was one of my best experiences I had ever had. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed that. The food is really good there. The company, last 2 times we've been, we're seated with other families that are on vacation. You start to interact with them and find out what they love and what we love and that sort of stuff. It's a lot of fun. Enjoy it. All right. Let's do the Star Wars, the good guys side. Okay, so if you've since joined and weren't playing with us before, I've got brackets here. I'll do all the scribbling and writing. I give you the matchup, and you tell me who you're picking, and we will go from there. So your first pick for everybody playing. Are you taking Luke Skywalker, or are you taking C-3PO? Helen says, oh, man. Jessica, let me get my next piece of paper out here. Jessica, you are first on the board. And Jessica picked C-3PO. Dina takes Luke. Helen takes Luke. VB's got to hop off. Guess we're dark side only over here. VB's, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Always good to see you. Have a great night. Hopefully we'll see you again next week. Le Mans picks Luke. Project Loop, are you still with us? We're doing the good guys on Star Wars. Luke Skywalker or C-3PO? Luke says Luke. Luke says Luke. Juan says, Blake, are you with me? Are you playing? Blah, blah, blah. I can talk. And Dina, are you still with us? Dina, and Blake. And Cece, too. Is Cece still with us? So I'm looking for Dina. I'm looking for Cece. I'm looking for Blake. If you've just joined, on either side, we are playing Pick'em. Oh, sorry, Dina, you said... Oh, there you are. Gosh. Obviously, after this next Disney trip, I need to go see the eye doctor. I miss Blake or Cece. If you've just joined, we are playing Star Wars Edition Pick'em, bracket style. Cece says Luke. And we'll shout out again for Blake. And if you haven't answered, feel free to play. I keep track of all the answers. You don't have to do anything but make picks. We have a good time doing it. Blake, are you still with us? Use the Force, Blake. Must have lost Blake. Okay. Your next pick. Are you taking Obi-Wan or are you taking Chewbacca? Obi or Chewie? Jessica says Chewie. Lamont says Chewie. Helen says killing me. Then she said Chewie. Hey, there's Blake. Blake says Chewie. Blake, your first pick. Are you taking Luke Skywalker or are you taking C-3PO? Dina says Chewie. Project Loop. What? Loop says Chewie. Okay, there we go. Cece says Chewie, of course. Blake takes Luke. And Dina says Chewie. All right, I think I got them all. First picks. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. All right. Your next pick. Are you taking Han Solo or are you taking R2-D2? Jessica says R2-D2. Lamont says R2-D2. Helen says R2-D2. Cece says R2-D2. Loop says R2-D2. Dina says Han. There's a Han. We got one Han pick anyway. Why have Dina? Have you written down twice? Huh. Blake says Han. All right. More R2-D2s than I thought there'd be. Okay, next, last pick. I think this one should be an easy one for everybody. Princess Leia or Lando Calrissian? Leia or Lando? Jessica says Leia. Cece says Leia. Lamont says Leia. Dina says Leia. Helen says Leia. Blake says Leia. Project Loop says Leia. I thought that would be an easy one. I couldn't find a good matchup against Leia. We'll call that the 1 versus 8 seed. All right, I've got everybody's answer in, so now I got to go one by one. Jessica, you're up first, and then Dina, you're up second. Jessica, are you taking C-3PO or Chewie? Dina, yours is Luke or Chewie? Jessica says Chewie. Helen, you're up next. Helen, you're picking between Luke and Chewie. And Dina, you're picking between Luke and Chewie. Dina says Luke. Helen, Luke or Chewie? Jessica, I wonder what that was about. Helen says Chewie. Lamons, you're up next, and then Project Loop, you're after that. Luke or Chewie? For both of you, actually, Lamons and Project Loop. Heck, all of you, Cece and Blake, Luke or Chewie are your picks. Lamont says Chewie. Loop says Luke. Blake says Chewie. And Cece says Chewie. We killed Luke off a lot faster than they did in the movie. All right. Jessica, back to you. Your other semi-final match, R2-D2 or Princess Leia? Dina, you're up next. Han or Leia? R2 for Jessica. Dina's picking Han or Leia. You're up next. Han for Dina. Helen, you're picking R2-D2 or Leia. Lamont, you have the same matchup. Loop, you have the same matchup. Cece, you have the same matchup. So Lamont, Loop. I already have yours, Dina. Lamont, Loop, Helen, and Cece. Whew. Lamont says R2-D2. Okay. Loop says Leia. Oops. Cece says Leia because we all know what happens to Han. Let's see. Did I get everybody's pick? Blake, did you make the pick? Blake, you're picking between Han Solo and Princess Leia. Blake says Han Solo. All right, finals. Jessica, you're up first, and then Dina. So, Jessica, you're picking between Chewie and R2-D2. Jessica says, ugh. I don't have that. I quit. Come on now, you can't quit. This is one pick here. I won't tell either one of them if you pick the other. Hey, Ruby, how are you? Good to see you. Getting closer to your birthday. Woo-hoo. Woo-woo. Jessica picks R2-D2. Dina, Luke or Han Solo? Blake, are you already making your pick? She danced. Good for you, Ruby. I'm going to like the whole day. I'm not going to eat it all, so I'm ready to have a cupcake. Dina says Luke. Helen, I don't know that I got. Did I miss your pick from the last round? Oh, you picked Leia. Okay, so Helen, you're picking Chewie or Leia? Blake, for jumping the gun early, you'll just have to give Jar Jar Binks a kiss. Helen's got to think for a minute. Okay, so I'll move over. Le Mans, Chewie, or R2-D2? And Project Loop, you are up next. Le Mans says Chewie. Helen's still thinking Chewie or Leia. Project Loop, Luke or Leia? Brother against sister. Who's going to win? Dina picks Leia. Poor Chewie. He's in the corner crying right now. Project Loop picks. Hey, Chris, how are you? Welcome in. Project Loop picks Leia. How was my crying Chewie? Is that pretty good? Cece, you're up next. Chewie or Leia? Oh, man. Cece picks Chewie. You know, guys, if you really want to laugh, the way I'm like right now, if I wasn't streaming, I'd probably still be doing these same stuff. Blake, are you picking? You picked already, didn't you, Blake? That's right. You jumped the gun. Blake, but I remember, what did you pick? Chewie or Han? It's a good thing I don't. Yeah, it's a good thing I don't have a dog. Blake picked Chewie. Okay, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 Chewies, 2 Leias, a Luke, and an R2-D2. So there you go. All right. You guys up for one more? This one will be Disney movies, and it's a bigger bracket. So thumbs up for one more. Cece said yes. Wow, I have 18,000 likes. Holy cow. You guys are awesome. Jessica said yes. Project Loop says let's do it. Blake says yes. So we're going to do it. Do it. Okay, this is a bigger bracket. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 first round matchups. So here we go. So first one, everybody chimes in and I'll write your names down and write your answers and then we'll go from there. Are you taking Frozen or are you taking Inside Out? I just realized I didn't play either one of the first 2 games. Okay, Blake is first on my scoreboard, and he takes Inside Out. Dina says Frozen. Whoops. Le Mans says Frozen. These brackets are bigger, so I got multiple sheets of paper going here. CC with Inside Out. Helen with Frozen. Jessica went Inside Out. And Project Loop said Frozen, never saw Inside Out. Well, I don't typically do this, but Project Loop, I'm going to assign homework. You need to go watch Inside Out. That's all there is to it. Helen, I'm going to bow out. I'm like 10-ish minutes. Okay, Helen, I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you have a good night's rest, and I'll chat with you tomorrow. All right. Next pick. Let's see what I'm going to try here. Let's hang on a second. All right, there we go. Now I can just down to 2 sheets of paper. Get those out of there. Okay, next pick is Brave or Princess and the Frog. Helen, I'm not excited to get rid. You're here till 9, which is in 10 minutes. Okay. Blake says Brave. Helen, I always want you to hang around, but I also don't want you to overdo it. I want you to take care of yourself. Brave is the only answer, says Jessica. Anything else is wrong. Jessica, I appreciate you keeping your opinions to yourself. Thank you for that. I'm just kidding. Thank you for that. I love the enthusiasm, actually. Cece says Brave. Dina says Princess and the Frog. Did I get Le Mans? Did I get it? Oh, Princess and the Frog. Le Mans. And okay. No. Should I tell her, Jessica? So Jessica had picked Brave. Jessica said Brave is the only answer. Anything else is wrong. And so Dina, you picked Princess and the Frog. And Jessica said no cupcake for Dina unless she fishes it out of the pool. Oh, that is awesome. That's hilarious. Okay, let's go to the next pick. Are you taking Lilo and Stitch, or are you going to take Lion King? I know my pick, but I think this one could be a hard one for some people. Lamont says Lion King. Helen is Lilo and Stitch. I know that. Blake is Lion King. Actually, Helen, when I made this matchup, I thought about you. Project Loop says Lilo and Stitch. Jessica says Lion King. And Jessica also said, tell Dina it's the cupcake circle of life. Dina says Lilo and Stitch. Let's see here. Do I have everybody's answer written down? Cece, what did you pick? Lion King. Thank you. There we go. Okay. I got those locked in. Next one is, are you picking the movie Up or are you picking the movie Bolt? Both really cute movies. I think both kind of fly under the radar too. Up or Bolt? Jessica says Up. Lamont and Blake both say Up. Project Loop says Up. Helen says Up. Cece says Bolt. And Dina says, Up, but I love Bolt 2. I know, isn't that a cute movie? It's a really good one. Okay. We're going to the other side of the bracket. Are you going to take Big Hero 6 or are you taking Hunchback of Notre Dame? Big Hero 6 or Hunchback? Jessica has a hunch. Project Loop says, dang. Blake says Big Hero 6. Helen says, guess I need to rewatch Bolt. Yes, you do. You have homework now. Jessica used to dress up as Esmeralda. That's cool. I like that. Cece with Big Hero 6. Lamont's Big Hero 6. Project Loop, Big Hero 6. Dina, what is your Big Hero? I see it. There it is. Okay. Next, pick 'em. Zootopia or Moana? Jessica, want to know my ultimate costume? You're the first Halloween you could pick your own costume. You're Robin Hood. I love that. That's so cool. Let's see here. CC goes Lamont's Moana. Blake Moana. Jessica, the options were Zootopia or Moana. Dina says Moana. Project Loop says Moana. Jessica says Zootopia. All right. Our pick. Are you taking... See you, Helen. Have a good night. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Are you taking Cars or are you going to take Encanto? I'll give you a heads up. I think the next pick is another hard one. At least I think it would be. Cars says Lamons. Cars says Jessica. Blake says Encanto. Dina says Cars. Ruby was a huge Cars fan as a baby. I love that. Project Loop Encanto. Trying to think back when my kids were little. So I remember Tyler, my middle son, was a huge Scooby-Doo fan. We watched Scooby-Doo all the time. We just talked about this yesterday. What did Kramer really like when he was little? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were his thing when he was little. Tanner. I don't know what Tanner really sided with. CC picked. CC, did you pick your third one yet? Cars or Encanto, CC? I don't know. CC's still with us. Gargoyles was a big Disney ordeal for me as a kid. I don't think I know about that. Last call for CC. Are you still with us? All right, we move on then. Your last first round pick. Are you taking Toy Story or are you taking Tangled? Yes, Blake, exactly. You and I had the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show Saturday morning cartoons. Yes. Acme for Wile E. Coyote. Okay, Blake says Tangled. Dina says Toy Story. Jessica says Tangled. Loop says Toy Story. And Lamont says Tangled. And Cece, if you're there, you can chime in. If not, we're moving on. Okay, now I'm going to come to each one of you individually because we have matchups that may not be the same for everybody. So, Blake, you're first up. Are you taking Inside Out or are you taking Brave? Dina, you're up next. Frozen or Princess and the Frog? Blake says Brave. It's such a good movie. God, it's such a good movie. Dina, are you still with us? Frozen or Princess and the Frog? Frozen. Okay, there we go. Le Mans, Frozen or Princess and the Frog? Project Loop and Jessica, you guys are up next. Le Mans and the Frog. Project Frozen or Princess and the Frog? And Jessica, you're picking Inside Out or Brave? Brave, says Jessica. Princess and the Frog, says Project Loop. All right. Okay, I think I got everybody in that pick. So, Blake, you're up again. Lion King or Up? These are going to get harder and harder. Dina, you're up next. You're picking between Lilo and Stitch and Up. Blake says Up. So Dina is picking between Lilo and Stitch and Up. Le Mans, you're up next with a Lion King or Up. Dina says Up. Loop, you're up next. And then Jessica. Le Mans says Lion King. That's a tough one there. Project Loop, Lilo and Stitch are Up. Jessica, you're picking between Lion King and Up. Loop says Up. Jessica says ouch. What say you, Jessica? I think I have to pick Up because of a little girl named Indy Lou. Up it is. That would be a hard pick for me between those two. I do love Up quite a bit, though. Okay, Blake, you're back up again. We're heading to the other side of the bracket. Big Hero 6 or Moana? Dina, you have the same matchup. Le Mans, you have the same matchup. Project Loop, you have the same matchup. Jessica, you're the odd man out. You got to wait. Blake picks Moana. Loop picks Moana. Dina picks Moana. Le Mans picks Moana. All right, Jessica, yours is Hunchback or Zootopia. You got a completely different matchup, both sides. see if I have a hunch. Oh, she picked Zootopia. All right. Blake, you're back up. And then Dina's next. Blake, you're picking between Encanto and Tangled. Dina, you're picking between Cars and Toy Story. Blake says Tangled. Lamons, you're up next. Dina says Toy Story. Lamons, you're picking between Cars and Tangled. And 3 different matchups there. Loop and Jessica, you guys are up next. Lamont says Cars. Loop, you're picking between Encanto and Toy Story. Jessica, you're picking between Cars and Tangled. Jessica ripped my heart out. Jessica, Tangled, I sent you a pic. I'll have to look at it later. I mean, you're lucky that I can manage my phone and my laptop at the same time. There's no way I can do something else too. So Lamons, Loop, Encanto, or Toy Story? That's impossible. That's the whole idea of the game. Get out your quarter, flip it. Heads, it's Encanto. Tails, it's Toy Story. Encanto, just because of the music. That's a good pick. I like that because of that. Okay, we are rolling back up to now your semifinals. Blake, these are going to get hard. Blake and then Dina. Blake, Brave or Up? Dina, you're picking between Frozen and Up. Dina picks Up. What's up? What say you, Blake? Brave or Up? Lamons, you're up next. Brave, but very hard choice, says Blake. It is, isn't it? Lamons, you're picking between Princess and the Frog and Lion King. Project Loop, you're picking between Princess and the Frog and Up. And Jessica, you're picking between Brave and Up. Brave, says Jessica. There's no hesitation whatsoever on that answer. Boom, she dropped right. Lamont says Lion King. Project Loop. Princess and the Frog or Up. Jessica said Brave with a bear head. Very talented. Up is a better movie, but my heart lives with Tiana. So Princess and the Frog. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. Blake, your other semifinal matchup. Moana or Tangled? Oof. And Dina, you're up next with Moana or Toy Story? Dina says Moana. Blake says Tangled. Lamons, you're picking between Moana and Cars. Loop, you're picking between Moana and Encanto. And Jessica, Zootopia and Tangled. Project Loop says Moana. Jessica, I assume that is Tangled, you're telling me? And Lamont says Moana. Okay. With my eyesight, Jessica, you got to give me something better than that little tiny gecko, lizard, whatever you think he is. Okay, it's time for the finals. Blake, are you taking Brave or are you taking Tangled? Blake says Brave. That was quick. Dina, Up or Moana? Hey, Katie, how are you? Good to see you. Dina picks Up. Isn't that such a beautiful movie? Lamons, are you taking Lion King or Moana? Lion King for Lamons. Project Loop, Princess and the Frog or Moana? And Jessica, you're picking between Brave and Tangled. Jessica takes Brave. Project Loop is crying. Princess and the Frog or Moana. That's the best part of it. If it's easy, this wouldn't be as much fun. Project Loop goes Moana. So we have 2 Braves, a Lion King, and Up, and a Moana. Awesome. That was fun. All right, gang. I think we're going to wrap it up. We did 3 pick'ems, covered some good stuff tonight. Slightly betrayed. You're shocked and betrayed that more people did not pick Brave. I'm surprised about a couple things. I thought there might be some more Moanas. I could have seen Tangled being in there. So good stuff. So again, I wrote it down. If you're still on and you're going to be with us and want to be added to the group text, shoot me a note. Let me know. Send me your cell phone number. I'll create the group text, and that way we can all stay in touch while we're down there. Blake, I appreciate that. He said, fun show. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining. Project Loop, I haven't eaten. You better eat then. Jessica, I feel like I was getting to know Loop, but the carpet was pulled from my feet. That's fun. I love this community, guys. This is so much fun. Playing these games, getting to know one another. I enjoy the interaction. So appreciate your time tonight as always. Gosh, we only have a few more of these Monday nights before a lot of us are hanging out down there. Dina, they're supposed to be hard choices. That's good. I got a few more. We'll do character ones of a couple different movies next week, and we'll go from there. But yeah, today's the 13th, so 1, 2. I think I have 3 more Monday nights of this before I'm on my way to Disney. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, I will not do a live on November 10th. That Monday, we're actually driving down to Kansas City to catch a flight for the next morning. And then the next Monday will actually be still down in Florida. So I'll have a couple weeks off there, but I'll be hanging out with a lot of you. So it'll be even better. All right. So that's a wrap for tonight, Blake. I wish you could be with us as well, but we will shoot for next year for sure. And maybe those of us that are there next month will kind of chit chat about what we think for next year. So that's it for tonight. Again, thanks so much for joining. I really appreciate it. I enjoy the interaction. Thanks for spending some of your time with me. Hope you have a great night. And again, when you wake up tomorrow, remember that it's a great day to be alive. I'll talk to you all again later. Bye, everybody.